Bismillahirrahmanirrahim begins with the name of Allah, who is the Lord and the most merciful. Thank you, Dr. Fatma, for my introduction. My today topic of presentation is contrast enhanced mammography in breast cancer. Advanced tool is pros and cons. No conflict of interest, no financial disclosure. As you all know, breast cancer is the most diagnosed cancer in Pakistan and is the leading cause of cancer-related death among women. Globochem 2022 estimates of cancer incidence have shown that the breast cancer in women has surpassed lung cancer as the most diagnosed cancer worldwide. An estimated 2.3 million new cases of breast cancer are diagnosed annually, representing 11.7% of all cancer cases. Breast cancer is a leading cause of cancer morbidity and mortality in women worldwide, accounting for 685,000 deaths per year. In Pakistan, the available breast imaging modalities include mammogram, ultrasound, and breast MRI. I know no cancer detection in breast can be possible without the pivotal role of imaging. Having high accuracy, mammography is the most used population-based screening and diagnosing modality for breast cancer. This is also the modality that is known to reliably reduce mortality among female aged 39 to 69 years, and it has been proved by certain multiple trials done in European countries and in Sweden previously. However, its sensitivity falls in patients with dense breast up to 49 to 63%. On the other hand, unfortunately, it is shown that increased breast density is associated with 2 to 6-fold increased risk of breast cancer, which mandates further evaluation with other adjunct imaging modalities. Mammograms gives anatomic information only, as we all know. To improve accuracy of mammography, contrast-enhanced mammography came into existence. Contrast-enhanced, a relatively new and promising modality that combines standard mammography with an iodinated contrast material to eliminate new vascularity within the breast, which is analogous to MRI. The technique is comparable to MRI and ultrasound and superior to mammography in imaging breast diseases in different clinical variants. The basic pathophysiology behind the contrast-enhanced mammography is the presence of leaky vessels within the tumor due to tumor neoangiogenesis. The contrast medium diffuses in the tumor tissue and allows better visualization of the malignant tumor even in patients with dense breast. It improves the overall sensitivity of mammography to 97% and specificity to 63 to 88%. It also involves screening among patients with an intermediate risk and 50 to 20% lifetime risk patients for developing breast cancer. It also improved screening purposes in these patients, females. So with superior sensitivity and high positive negative predictive value in assessing breast disease, CM imaging can help prevent unnecessary biopsies and follow-up imaging in patients. Nevertheless, once the primary tumor is evaluated, CM can help in assessing whether the disease is limited to one breast only or is bilateral, unifocal, multifocal, or even multicentric. So it helps to screen the patient with diagnosed breast cancers within the ipsilateral breast as well in the contralateral breast. It can be considered a reasonable substitute for MRI. However, it does not allow adequate assessment of the axilla or other regional nodes. How it is performed, it is very important for all to know. Patients are informed about CM, contrast-enhanced mammography, and their further workup, and finalized by the primary breast surgeon in breast clinic. They are sent from the breast clinic, in fact. Written and informed consent is taken after the patient understands the procedural benefits and risks. Patient with no previous history of allergies and allergic reaction to iodinated contrast and normal serum creatinine are briefed on the risks and benefits of the examination. Written informed consent is obtained, an intravenous line is maintained, and a low or smaller non-iodinated contrast material is injected at a dose of 1 to 2 ml per kg of body weight using a power injector for a rate of 2 to 3 ml trailed by a saline flush. Patients using metformin are asked to withhold the medication for up to 48 hours post-procedure. So how it is performed? CM is performed using the standard mammographic equipment at AKUH, the GE Xenograph Pristina system. This machine has a dual energy system that permits dual energy subtraction to obtain a contrast enhanced image. The breasts are compressed in a usual fashion akin to routine mammography, and the dual energy images are acquired in the standard views, MLO and craniocaudal of either breast side. Each view is comprised of 2 exposures. The low energy exposure image 25 to 34 akin to FFDM is followed rapidly by high energy image 45 to 49 kV. High energy images are used to produce an iodine image. After post-processing, a recombined image obtained that delineate area or areas of enhancement. The total force applied for breast compression is 5 to 8 Newton, as we are doing using in routine mammography. A complete examination takes 5 to 6 minutes to perform. This is the way we inject the contrast injection to the patient. Then we obtain low energy image like a full field digital mammography, then high energy image in the same scenario, then subtract the high energy image from the routine image, and then we obtain a subtracted image or image of the contrast enhanced mammography. This is a case of 30 years old lady who came with a history of palpable lump. She was diagnosed as a stage 3 disease, and after post-neoadjuvant, the lesion was gone and there is no clue of any disease on the breast. So she was advised to have a contrast enhanced, and now you can see a small lesion which was not visualized even on ultrasound is identified as enhancing lesion on contrast enhanced image. The rest of the breast is normal, only the lesion is visualized with post-biopsy clip in possession. See on MLO, no clue for the lesion, tiny enhancing lesion, and it was around 6 millimeter in size on mammography, and after histopathology the margins and the tumor size was with the size as you mentioned on contrast enhanced mammogram. It means the size is well correlating with the imaging. This is a case of a 36 years old lady who had a strong family history, came with a history of palpable lump in her left breast upper outer quadrant. On imaging, 2 lesions identified, one at 2 o'clock position and the other at 12 o'clock position. Marker is not working, unfortunately. So the lesions were not good. She was advised biopsy, and post-biopsy the clips were placed in the lesions, and the lesion at 2 o'clock position turned out to be IDC grade 2, while at 12 o'clock position turned out to be benign fibroadenoma change. As per protocol, she was advised for mammography, and she advised her for screening contrast enhanced mammography. You can see there are 2 clips in the upper outer quadrant, the one at the outer half and the other at the 12 o'clock position. On contrast, we can see the lesion in the upper outer quadrant, which was IDC grade 2, was enhancing, and the lesion at 12 o'clock position with clip there is no enhancement. It gives a stronger cascade. It means that the lesions which are malignant are enhancing well on contrast enhanced mammography due to leaky nature of the new angiogenesis. Similar patient, oblique view. You can see the lesion which is in the upper outer quadrant, stage 2, IDC is enhancing, and the other lesion at 12 o'clock is showing no enhancement. It means the benign lesion are not enhancing, increasing the negative predictive value of the contrast enhanced mammography. Similar, her MRI was also performed, and MRI is also showing the enhancement similar as we saw in contrast enhanced mammography. This is a patient of 70 years old with a clustered coarse calcification in the lower half of the left breast, and this is showing enhancement, although the contrast enhance is not for DCIS because it is less sensitive, but in this case it's showing enhancement, and the enhancement is extending up to the chest wall, and this just changed the management of the patient. She ended up on mastectomy rather than lumpectomy. This is a case of a 26 years old lady with a strong positive family history, came with a history palpable lump. The lump was identified as about 1.3 to 1.4 centimeter in size in the left breast at 3 o'clock position. The clinician was not easy with the findings because he said that the palpable area of hardness is more than the ultrasound size. She was advised as per protocol for the contrast enhanced mammography, and we see the breasts are heterogeneously dense. There is no clue for any lesion on the breast, and the contrast enhanced is showing enhancement. The enhancement is extending beyond the lesion and is also extending up to the nipple, and the surgical management changed from lumpectomy to quadrantectomy. Then she ended up on mastectomy because the multiple enhancing lesion are identified in other quadrant as well. So this helps to change the management of the surgeon. Similar patient, you can see on oblique view projection, multiple enhancing areas are extending beyond the margin of the lesion that we saw on ultrasound. This is a mammogram of a patient who came for screening. The breasts are heterogeneously dense. There is no family history, but the patient was willing to have a contrast enhanced, so we did a contrast enhanced examination, and you can see this is the SCC projection of a right breast, and on CM, the area of enhancement seen in the chest wall close to this is an enhancing lesion due to new angiogenesis and new vascularity in the breast, and these are malignant lesion, well enhancing. The rest of the breast is normal, and this helps to say that the rest of the breast is normal. There is nothing on ultrasound. It means that the negative predictive value is also good along with the positive prediction. Contralateral breast, there is nothing. So if we can, although the breast is heterogeneously dense, but there is no enhancing lesion on the left side, and this helps to us say that the left breast is also normal. Similar separation with after contrast. So an enhancing malignant lesions were concordant on biopsy and had similar corresponding findings on additional imaging such as ultrasound and MRI. CM facilitated the surgeon in terms of surgical planning, and none of our patients had any adverse events, and we had more than 300 patients since 2022 this year. Currently, contrast enhanced breast MRI is considered the most sensitive modality for breast cancer detection and local staging. The high sensitivity of MRI is because of extraposition of contrast from the leaky vessels of tumoral new angiogenesis, hence resulting in enhancement. Using the same pathophysiology, CM has emerged as a new technology in the field of breast imaging since 2000. The results were promising despite increased radiation dose and missed registration artifacts. In 2011, a dual energy system came into existence with radiation dose within the limits as recommended by NQSA, and no missed registration artifacts. As a whole scan of each breast are now performed in a single setting. In 2011, it was approved by FDA as a diagnostic exam. It is particularly beneficial in conditions where breast MRI would be ideally advised, such as evaluation in breast space for identification of lesions, multifocality and multicentricity, response assessment after neoadjuvant chemotherapy, for residual or recurrent disease, and screening for breast cancer in intermediate and high-risk women. A literature search showed that sensitivity dramatically increased to 94% when CM was added with full field digital mammography in symptomatic breast. Another study conducted showing on 65 patients with invasive breast cancer comparing CM and MRI after neoadjuvant, they found similar levels of sensitivity and positive predictive values for showing residual disease. The study outcome suggested that CEM may be used to describe disease extent and determine treatment response. Another study showed that the CEM was better than MRI for predicting pathologic complete response. The amount of residual disease was slightly under-evaluated with both radiological investigation, with CEM assessing more accurately than MRI. In LMIC countries such as Pakistan, where breast MRI is not readily available and expensive for general population, CEM can be a reliable alternative. It is quick to perform, cost-effective as compared to MRI, improved sensitivity than conventional full-field digital mammography, giving a short learning curve for radiologists and technicians, and lacks a claustrophobic machine. In addition, it is useful in situations where an MRI cannot be performed, such as in the presence of metallic foreign bodies or devices, obese patients exceeding table weight limits, and specific body habitus. It can easily be adopted and established in centers where mammographic facilities are available. In 2017, Mayo Clinic, Arizona calculated that CEM cost a quarter of getting an MRI, and in our institution, CEM costs less than a fifth of the cost of an MRI. There are certain drawbacks. Drawbacks include hypersensitivity reaction to low osmolality iodinated contrast media and rarely reported contrast-induced nephropathy. An increased dose of radiation between 1.2 to 1.8 of standard FMDM, though it is still less than the recommended guidelines of 3 milligray average glandular dose exposure for breast imaging. Unavailability of CEM guided, this is also the drawback that there is no CEM guided system for biopsy of suspicious enhancement on mammogram. These are the drawbacks. And the limitation is the evaluation of axilla like standard mammogram requiring ultrasound for further evaluation. So in conclusion, the initial experience with CEM at our hospital shows better visualization of malignant lesion in dense and heterogeneous dense breast with an easy to perform technique and shorter imaging time. With limited MRI facilities, it is safe to accept CEM as a viable alternative to MRI breast in LMIC countries like Pakistan. Our initial experience will not just help in improving our performance, but will also provide a direction for other institutions in adopting and establishing this modality. Auditing and further research are required for improved quality and utility of CEM. These are my references. Thank you very much.